Out of the 17,183 units that have either been permitted or completed since the launch of the administration's housing plan, how many are BRA HUD low income starting at $84,000 a year? How many are no income to low income? And how many are market rate, as well as how many are elderly? By the way, I'm still waiting for an answer to the question below. What contractors companies have been winning the recent BRA bids? What is their diversity compliance percentage? I am seeking all contractors and subcontractors that have won BRA bids since Walsh has been in office with all their diversity compliance percentage. Also, is there a list of names of companies that have won bids to the BRA jobs and the percentage of jobs that that company has won in comparison to all of the companies? So what does that mean? I want to know if there's 10 companies that have been winning these past bids, how many these 10 companies that are winning, like all of them, is that for 10 different jobs, or is that 10 companies that have won 10 different bids out of 100? So I want to know the numbers as far as where's the diversity, who's getting these tax dollars, because essentially this is your money that's building the city, and you can't even live here. You can't even afford to live here. Grandma can't even pay taxes on the house that she's had she paid it off 40 years ago, and she can't afford the taxes. So we're just going to take this from you. There's a lot of news going on, but I want you to understand that I posted something similar on Facebook, and I got two inboxes on Facebook saying, Tayla, I had people come to my door. Somebody posted on Facebook, I get letters, handwritten letters, stuck in the crack of my door. Do you understand what gentrification is? You do not have to sell your house. Now, one of the things that somebody on Facebook mentioned was if you tell them no, they will find something. Oh, like your foundation. Something's wrong with your foundation. Something's wrong with your roof. They will find something that is non-compliant and have the city get involved. And once the city hits you with a fee or with a fine and says you have to fix this, or you start panicking because you don't have the money. And then somebody knocks on your door and gives you an out, and you're like, okay, I'm good. And now you just lost your legacy in the city. And you're going to drive past that street in Roxbury you used to live on, that big, beautiful house that had no real problems, and you could have patched that up with some of this funding out here. Y'all got aunties and grandmas and cousins and yourselves that are losing your housing. Another question, because that was a pause. Email still goes on. Also, please send the list of BRA bids won by Black-owned companies. If this list is non-existent, we have a problem larger than we can even discuss. Other representatives have been copied in this email because this is the third time I have requested this information with no success. Also, I think there is a problem that may be on a state level that needs to be addressed. That's why the state officials were added to this email. I have seen Feeney Brothers, aka Lacken Brothers, sites more than any other construction sites, and listeners are concerned that the BRA, like city construction, is allowing non-compliant companies to win bids without consequence. It's like smoking weed in Massachusetts. You're going to get $100 ticket, and if you don't pay it, no one's going to arrest you for it. So if I don't hire Negroes, Latinos, or women, I'm not even going to get a fee. They're not even going to give me a ticket. They're just going to say, well, we need you to pull your numbers up. But guess what? I'm still winning bids. No consequence at all. So you can come in late, night after night after night, and still not get grounded. Why you going to come in? Why you going to come in on time? You're not. You're going to keep doing what you're doing, because it's not what you going to do. Ground you, she ain't did it yet. 33 years, they ain't did it yet. We cannot talk about workforce development, income inequality, and housing and homelessness, all while ignoring the big ass elephant in the room everyone is afraid is going to crush them. Something needs to be done, and I look forward to these facts and feedback. I wanted to be transparent about what exactly it is that I do on a regular basis. And these are kicking down doors that into rooms that we're not even allowed to sit at the table. And if you remember Julia Mejia, when she came in here, she said that we're going to create our own table. Well, in this circumstance, that's a little different. So we got to kick down the doors and move some people out the way and sit on their lap or something, because this is not working out for me. My people are suffering, and I'm not okay with this. In other news, because there's a lot going on, Amazon decides to offer same-day Roxbury delivery. I wonder why is that? Seen a lot of dogs being walked in Roxbury. Last time I seen dogs being walked in Roxbury. Never mind. I won't do that. On Tuesday, Amazon blinked and Roxbury gained a small measure of economic respect. When has Roxbury ever had economic respect? You know what? Now that Amazon delivers, y'all might be able to get that pizza from down the street that wouldn't even come to your house. Y'all might be able to order some Chinese food and they might come to your house now. If you don't open your damn eyes. This is a real life problem and it's happening right before your eyes. History is being made and you're not even paying attention. You're too worried about making sure you at work on time. I feel you though. I ain't mad at you. Get that paycheck, baby. But pay attention to what's going on. Two more schools have found to have unsafe levels of lead in the drinking water. We over here pointing fingers at Flint, talking about what are you doing to the children? What is Boston doing to their own children? And I don't know why we're acting like we didn't know this when we been knew that our schools our babies couldn't drink out of these faucets. Have we not? We didn't know all these. This goes back again. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I apologize for anybody who is an avid listener who's like, Tayla, we heard this before. But how many times do we know the facts? We know what's going on. We are no stranger to this plight. But as soon as those numbers come out, as soon as that research is done, as soon as the study, the data, we have the data. I don't care about the data. We've been living this. So why don't you start asking the people that have been living this? You want to know why it's a problem? Because that gentrification is about to take place. We about to send our babies into these schools. We can't have this. They've been drinking that water for how many years? They've been drinking that water for how many years? Now, all of a sudden, it's a problem, but we've known about this problem for how many years? Just think about it, baby. Don't even listen to me. Do your own due diligence. In an effort to ensure safe drinking water in schools, state officials approved a $2 million initiative from the Massachusetts Clean Water Trust to test water in schools for lead. What you gonna test for? We already know. We've been new. We know that lead and copper, as you heard, are issues for health and well-being for our children. And we are thrilled to provide these funds for towns and cities in the Commonwealth, said Deb Goldberg. Deb, we need to talk, baby. When's the last time you've been around my hood? You ain't been around here, huh? You don't know? You don't know the facts? You don't know that Taunton, Raynham, 10 years ago were poisoning people? People still getting checks today for things that happened in Taunton, Raynham 10 years ago? There are 38 schools that have active water fountains in Boston. Unsafe levels of lead were found in drinking fountains in 4 of them, most recent being Boston Latin Academy. Oh, we don't go there, so we're okay. Does BLA have it too? We okay, we don't go there. Let me stop. In the schools that tested positive for lead, fountains were immediately shut down. The Mass DEP says the funds will be used to help school districts sample sinks and water fountains in their schools and identify any results that show lead contamination above the action level. How about at all? Can we do that? What do you mean above the action level? So it's okay as long as you kill me slow. But more, no. Okay, I'm done. Soapbox done. We're coming to the top of the hour. It's crazy to me. It makes absolutely no sense. So really quickly, you guys remember we were talking about for the past 2 days, we were talking about that bacteria that creates ice. So I just wanted to throw this outside. Literally, schools cancel class after forecasters warn of tornadoes and hail the size of grapefruit across central United States. And if you don't remember, South America has what was it, 100 tons of sardines that just popped out of nowhere, dead. Remember, dolphins dead, whales dead. I'm sorry, dolphins didn't wash up in South America. Dolphins washed up in, don't make me lie to you, but there were dolphins that washed up. Go back. Go back. There's a video on YouTube and they update it every month. It's like May catastrophes or March catastrophes. And it goes through like the weather, the crazy things with weather, UFO sightings, droughts and plagues and things that you're not hearing on the news but are going on all around us. 100 tons of sardines just pop up dead. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me, can't fool me again. Somebody need to wake up. The most dangerous weather will take aim at 70,000 square mile area, the southern Oklahoma to southern Nebraska. This includes heavy winds, tornadoes, and hail as large softballs or grapefruits. Some Oklahoma schools cancel class in the light of the forecast. Stormy weather could bring damaging winds to Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, where voters are casting ballots in the primary election. So we'll just see how this rolls out. Hails out. So I want to give a huge shout out to all my hard-working parents. I know it's difficult. You wake up at the ass crack of dawn. You get the babies off to school. You go to work yourself. You come home. You get the babies from school. You cook dinner. And, it's tiring. And sometimes you go out and you get a meal outside and try to make life a little easier. I get it. We have to make better decisions, healthier decisions on what we put in our children. Tayla, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the fact that there's a woman who she was a Reddit user. She said she's not loving it. She shares photos of a McDonald's cheeseburger and fries that has not rotten in 10 years. 10 years. I don't know if you guys remember, but I believe it's Switzerland that has I think it's 15 years or 13-year-old cheeseburger with fries and an apple pie on display. And it's been on display for the past 7 years. Like it's just been sitting there. It was somebody's project at home in Switzerland. I'm going to find it because it might not be Switzerland. It may be where the clean air is in, you don't know. Clean air. They have the best water. Sweden. Thank you. It might be Switzerland or Sweden that had. There was just a citizen that bought McDonald's, and the country took out all the McDonald's out of the country, and she went ahead and bought a cheeseburger and French fries as a souvenir since McDonald's was kicked out of the country. And after a few years, it never rotted, and a museum said, "Can we put it in our museum?" Now, a couple fries have been eaten because people are just nasty like that, but it's been on display. And this lady, all of a sudden, this 10-year-old cheeseburger and fries, and y'all still feeding your kids this nonsense. Somebody gotta have some sense. Nana says somebody gotta have some sense. When you know better, you do better. And I do want to give a huge shout out to Adam LaRoche. Adam LaRoche was a baseball star to join new efforts to rescue sex-trafficked children after quitting the White Sox, reveals that ex-CIA agent who runs charity targeting pedophiles is who he's going to partner up with. And he said that, he's all for the cause. And you will not believe. So pause. I know this isn't Freaky Friday, but you guys know my favorite website, tastyblacks.com. Absolutely. So what they do is whatever is the most popular genre of the day gets to the top. So like ebony is always the top, bisexuals are always on top. And recently they added teen, and teen has been number one or in the top 3. And I'm kind of turned off to the site because I can't even get in that mental space thinking about people actually being attracted to little girls and little boys like that. It's completely disgusting. And the numbers of sex trafficked teens or children, the fact that we have doctors and lawyers that go overseas to have sex with children. Oh, you didn't know about that? They did a special on it. They did like an undercover special. In the state that the doctor, so they caught the doctor, but the state that the doctor resides in, and this is on the, what was it, like Nightline or Lifetime or like 90 minutes, 60 minutes. It was on one of those shows, and they did an undercover piece. And they found the doctor went to like Indonesia, was having sex with little girls, and then came back like nothing happened, had a wife and kids at home, an amazing practice. But in the state that he practiced, they didn't have where licenses can be taken away. Like you can't, you can earn your license back. You have like 20 years, 25 years, but you can earn, like that's disgusting. And the crazy part about it was he was a family doctor who dealt with children. Not to scare you about your doctor, I'm just saying, like this is real out here. Girls being trafficked, boys being trafficked. And I want to give a huge shout out to City Councilor at Large Ayanna Presley, because this is one of the things that she fights for. With that being said, we have some awesome guests in the building. Come over here, babies. Hallelujah. So our guest has been here before, not on my show, but has been in the building to promote a very worthy cause. And this cause is something that I think we all should care about, should be mindful of. And if you live in the city, this is what it is. You guys know about the violence that we have here. You guys know as soon as it starts getting warm, people start acting crazy. And it's about to be getting warm. I know yesterday was freezing, but it's about to be May. It's about to be that season, and people are going to start acting up. And, you know, the 24th Annual Boston Youth Peace Conference, Awakening the Power of Melanin, sounds pretty powerful to me. And maybe, you know, when two or more agree, we can make sure these numbers stay down as far as the murders, as far as the shootings, as far as the stupidity out here in these streets. So if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who needs a little encouragement, a little love, make sure you bring them out this Saturday, April 30th, 2016 at the Paramount Theater, 559 Washington Street from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So you still got time to take the child to it's a play, it's dance and music and spoken word, and then you can go home, get dressed, me a thought. I love you. I'm just being a little honest. I have thoughtful moments too. You're not the only one. I won't front. I have thoughtful moments too. So 6:30 to 9:30. Shout out Jose. We have Jose in the building. 24th Annual Boston Youth Peace Conference. How did you get involved in this?
So good morning, everybody. My name is Jose. A way that I got involved with all this was just really I was teaching in Cambridge at first, teaching after school, first grade. It was an enlightening experience, but I really wanted to be back in my own community to really just help people and to really just honestly bring about just the power of people's voices. And I heard about an opportunity at Teen Empowerment, and I applied and went through a lot of different interviews and ultimately got the position in July. And what the Peace Conference is it's a buildup. So it's like our end of the year culminating event where, you know, this is what we talk about day one. You know, day one is like, you know, we're doing all these other events moving up towards this, but ultimately we're building up to being able to have something as powerful that we keep talking about as the Peace Conference. And it's been going on for so long. This is the 24th one, dating back all the way to like the 90s. I'm also here with some young people, and they're in the play, they're performing in the play, and they're the ones that can really speak on just how much work they've been putting in on it, how much time and effort and just dedication, you know, is powerful. And just like you were saying, Tayla, that like this is something people need. I feel the same exact way. And these youth know that too. Like they're all between the ages of 14 and 21. So, you know, if we classify like young adults as youth, like that's what we do as well. We hire them, but we work with them. It's not one of those things where it's that relationship where, you know, adults are right here up high and youth are like down here where
no hierarchy.
There's not that hierarchy type structure. We work together. We need each other to do this work. Young people have all the connections. They know what's hot. They know what's popping. They know how they can reach their friends, how they can reach just different parts of the community. And we just charge them to just be agents of change around their peoples, around their communities, and really take what they take in this room. That when we talk about these issues that we may be talking about that day, they bring that back to their peers. They let that like spread out with everybody, and it's like this trickle down effect where everyone is starting to become aware of just like what's happening in the community. We talk about things about gentrification. We go to these different BPS budget meetings. We go to like opportunity and achievement gap meetings. Like we're involved with other organizations in terms of just really being aware and trying to stay connected with the issues that are going on, and really seeing that the political arena is really seeing that the political arena is an area where our people, we lack in terms of presence, in terms of like really trying to make an impact and really trying to stand up and speak for like what we want to see change in our own community. And a way to do that is to like really get involved with the political arena. Really looking at this play. So it's going to be like an original play, youth and adults come together. We fill up the roles. The youth have every role in the play filled up. There's going to be like musical performances, debut tracks from our youth run record label. Hold
on. Pause. You guys got an album coming out?
Yeah, so it's going to be our third one. We have a youth run record label. It's B4 Records. It's partnered with
come on, baby.
With TRC.
Come on,
he's actually one of the people who works at TRC.
Hold on. Good rising. What is your name?
My name's Sahid.
Sahid. How do you spell that, Sahid?
S-A-H-E-D.
Come put it on your lip. S-A-H-E-E-D. And how old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yo, these young people look like adults. What are they feeding you? Don't eat no more chicken.
McDonald's.
That was a good one. So tell me about, you guys have a record label. This is the third album.
We have a record label called B4 Records, and this is going to be our third album called B4 Change Volume 3. So we have a number of artists throughout the community, and we partner up with the record label called the record company.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the nonprofit that
on Massa.
that works with young people.
Yes.
Hold on, so you guys got this little underground hip hop thing going on too.
Yeah.
You don't have to be hip hop.
Come on, little mama. Let your voice be heard.
Hi, I'm Malaysia.
Hi, Malaysia.
I'm 18 and youth organizer for teen empowerment. I don't actually work on the record label, but
She's in the play though.
I am in the play. I've worked with teen empowerment since January 2015, and in last year's peace conference I had a poem. This year I don't, because I came on a little later. But
you remember last year's poem?
yes, I say a different poem though that I have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't cuss at me.
Oh, no. Never. Here stood three, a little boy, a young man, and me. The young man looked serious in my eyes. He said, "Hey, old man, why do you cry?" I cry for you, and I cry for me, and I cry for we. 3 black apples just dropped from the tree, and the little boy, he won't understand. And the middleman, he thinks he can, but he can't. He can't. Because the middleman has not lived like me. He hasn't seen the things that I did see. He doesn't know the world like I do. He hasn't questioned the things that he believes to be true. He doesn't know the world like he thought. He hasn't lived. He hasn't fought. He doesn't know the world that I now get. He hasn't shed blood. He hasn't dripped sweat. He hasn't loathed their idiocy and then realized he was the fool. He hasn't felt love, clear and blue. He hasn't felt passion. He hasn't felt hate. He's only felt that hunger that he can't yet sate. But none of that can rightfully be said. So I look up and smile instead. Oh, don't worry. Nothing's wrong. I'm just an old man who's lived too long.
But. I wish I could figure snap. It's not going to be that loud. There you go. What inspired the old man that lived too long?
I was just thinking about, just how you change as you age. Like I had actually drawn a picture It was of 3 people, and you know, it was a picture of a black man. As a child, he was happy and, you know, optimistic. Eyes were open. He was ready. As an adult, he was angry because of, you know, the how society treats him, the world he lives in. And then as an old man, he was just kind of complacent. Like he had accepted that was the world, and he was sort of, you know, he felt that he couldn't change it. And that's what inspired the poem.
Do you feel like you can or can't change the world?
I personally feel like the world can be changed if, you know, if you put enough effort into it. I feel like if you put enough effort into anything, you can do it. Obviously it's going to take a while. Obviously you're going to need to, you know, work with people, other people, because you can't do anything on your own. And I really think a lot of people put emphasis on being a leader. I think being a follower is kind of important, because a leader is not a leader with no one behind them, you know. What can you do if you're just a leader and no one's willing to take your message? So I think there's a lot of importance that needs to be placed on finding people who will get involved with your cause and get behind you. And like, that's what we do at Teen Empowerment. That's what the youth are, you know, here for. We outreach. We can get our friends to come. We have people from a ton of different walks of life, people who maybe haven't done things so, you know, haven't been so clean in their past, but they can get their friends who are still in that lifestyle to come in and hear positivity and hear reality, because it's all about reality. We don't want to play. We don't want to be fake about anything. We want to tell the truth. So that's what we do. I mean, I don't know.
That's good. I love it. I love all of it. Jose, you want to piggyback?
Yeah, just really speaking on like just what this play is gonna be like this year. Really looking at Malaysia's idea and like poem and like reason behind like looking back and like being complacent as an older person. In this play, there's a lot of this theme of like going back into the past and like reflecting on the past to really try to see just where are we going, where we've come, and where we should be. So the main character, Stephen, in which this character was made, and the play was made in honor of one of our youth who had passed this past December. So Stephen is basically emulates his personality.
Okay.
He is a socially conscious, socially engaged, is very like in the middle of like just really trying to get his peers to just understand that like if they want to see change, if they want to see their lives be different, then they have to get involved with this political race. And in the play, the first female of color is getting elected for mayor in Boston. So that's already pretty big. But Stephen is going and has a variety of friends that are.
Are you Stephen?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
He actually has a poem in the play. But Stephen has friends that are. He has a drug dealer friend. You know, he has a friend that's always smoking weed, and then he has a friend who's like a revolutionary thinker, but is very anti-government. Then he has like a sister. He has some grandparents, but he goes around goes through the play, really like passing out flyers, like really just trying to spread the word about voting.
Yes.
Right. Trying to get his peers to really buy into the idea that like, yo, if you
local voting is important.
It is.
If you don't want to vote for the president because it's already picked through the bloodline and the lineage, that's perfectly fine. But on this city level, in order to get anything done, y'all better start voting before the apartment complexes go up in Roxbury, and your vote won't matter because you don't even make up the majority anymore. Message.
You don't even live there no more.
And right. That's like exactly where we're getting at with a lot of these things is like policy, at least local policy. We have some control over that, and that's just by inserting ourselves in the political arena. Too many times we have this idea where it's like, well, you know, one vote, my vote is really gonna make that difference, but it can. And that's what we're trying to really get about.
Young people are engaged.
They are.
Okay, pause. What is teen empowerment?
So Teen Empowerment is a nonprofit organization. We hire youth from the ages of 14 to 21 during the school year, and then we also have a summer session.
Are you hiring now?
We're hiring in June. So our like this is like once this event happens,
yes.
And then like a few weeks go by, just like maybe a couple we'll close out our year-long session,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll start prepping to like reset our sites, do some outreach, compile a list of names that we can like just get from the community, nominations, anything, to hire for the summertime. And that process in itself happens in June. And so what we do with that is we get names, we contact those names, we set them up for group interviews. It's like a 2-round set of interviews.
So if I'm interested now in a job in June, or I have a child that is how old? 14 to 21, and they need a job.
I can leave you with contact information. They can email me. They can leave messages.
Now, do it now.
So my office phone is 617. Wow, I just blanked out on my office phone.
Woo! That's okay. Come on.
Well, I'll give you my cell phone, 617-888-9077. Actually, my office phone is 617-427-1599.
One more time.
617-427-1599.
And that's if you have a child 14 to 21 that needs a job in June. They're resetting the program in May. You guys have a few weeks off, and then taking applications in June.
Yes, ma'am.
14 to 21. How many do you hire?
We hire during the school year. It's about 12. In the summer, it's about 15
Per site.
per site.
Per site? How many sites?
And so we have a site in Roxbury, a site in Dorchester, and that's mainly what this hiring is for. And then we have sites in Somerville and Rochester, New York, but they have their own separate hiring process. It's the same process, but a different pool to pull from.
So about 30 children for the summer.
Yep.
And about 24 during the school year.
Yes.
And you guys, I can imagine you guys have a high volume of students that want to work with you.
It's always a very hard process. I remember the last hiring process, and it was my first and a half, something like that. But it's there are a lot of powerful youth in this city, and a lot of like connected youth, people that understand what's going on, people that really want to see things change. So when it comes to the selection process, when it's the program team and me, and we're just sitting there trying to like figure this out, like have like a crazy load of applications just spread all over the floor, and we're just like sitting on the ground just trying to figure this out. It's tough. It's a really long and tough process, because if we can give everybody a job, if that was possible, we would. But we're not that big of an organization, and we operate. That
grant money
exactly
run out quick.
We operate on grants and donations, so it's like, all that money goes to really just funding like the youth salaries and stuff like that. So.
So if we could take a really quick pause, I would like to give a shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to Coleman G. Howard. Truth, love, and compassion. The way you treat other people ultimately is the way that you treat yourself. So how are you treating others? Take inventory on that. Take stock. I want to give a shout out to Face Natural Beauty. Of course, you guys know my favorite is the deodorant. It's in a jar. You can use it under your arms. You can use it under your breast. You can use it in between your thighs. If your feet stink, you can put it on your feet. If you're a man, you can use it too. I just got it for the kids in Anari and Asaria. Now use it. It's all natural, no aluminum, and it will not give you breast cancer. Also, I want to remind you that we are bringing David Banner to Boston July 23rd, 2016. He will be at the Strand Theater, and we are still taking donations because, life isn't cheap. And to bring him here is not cheap either. So we were able to bring down his $10,000 cost. We do have a GoFundMe. It is on the Wake Up with Tayla Andre page. So please, if you could give 50 cents to $50, it does not matter. Every penny counts. Count your pennies. And also, I want to shout out Zaz Food in Hyde Park. Again, let's go back to that McDonald's, parents. I know, you want that fast food. You don't want to go to home and cook, and, stop off at Zaz and get you some good fast food. I'm just thinking about that passion mango iced tea that I had. I don't even like iced tea, but that thing was so good. Zaz, hit me up because we need to talk about this. And the jerk salmon. Oh my gosh. Yo, it was so on point. My taste buds are like, right now.
Sure.
But back to our regular scheduled program.
It's
We
early.
currently have Teen Empowerment, the 24th Annual Boston Youth Peace Conference, Awaken, the Power of Melanin. We have Jose in the building. We have Saheed in the building. And we have Malaysia, like the country. I got you.
Nice.
Saheed, Malaysia.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't forget. I probably will. But I would like really quickly, Saheed, I heard you got a poem. It's going to be in the play. Don't give us the play poem.
All right.
But if you got something else on the top of your head that you want to spit.
Yeah, as a whole.
Because I know you got
a lot.
whatever you bring it.
All right. Well, just pretty much tell you my piece in the poem. Well, I open up the play, matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
So I open it up. So if you're not on time, you're going to miss me.
So get there so you can see our star.
Yeah, you remember you got to see me. I'm kind of important. Well, I have this poem, so I guess I'll do this one. Can you be my mural? Can we watch it all develop? I know you used to love the way it felt as we embodied ourselves in colors. Chipped like old Crayolas, but painted in perfection. But your smile brighter than blessing, but to the air I confess it. May it deliver my message. The warmth of your body as it slipped between my bed. To love is also dead, thy live to just be dead. Thy greatest reverence is to love thy free will, but thou shalt risk damnation for love. Thy gift treacherous and great, but who knows our fate as we are left new, but as we reach raw seas where we never become crude. But my love only to an idol that takes me away. Together we may be close, but forever is never away. Lucid and hypnotic to take me to distant lands. Have I fell in love with Mother Nature? Her body tight bound and always sweet, and to every last breath she's a masterpiece. But that's on days when it doesn't rain in the Garden of Eden. No sign of imperfection, but inside cold by a heathen. Scared to make moves through heart, but only through reason, because this sanctuary can be stroked by treason. Life invoked on a path of perdition due to the mind's constant affliction. Hopes that she guides me through this path into the land of felicity or Arcadia, but her beauty is untitled and there's no name in her.
Okay, so I want to speak on multiple parts of that poem. First of all, second of all,
Where you learn all these big words from?
I know. Not even the big words, but you mentioned a lot of I don't even know what to call it, but you named a lot of things that most
Illusions.
young people, good word, high five, that most young people don't readily talk about, let alone even know about. So, where do you go to school?
I go to Jeremiah Burke.
Hey, put on, come back to the mic. So that clearly was about nature.
It's about a lot of things.
If you saw the smirk on his face, I don't want to.
Not even that.
He's just no. He's
I like
he can just take a lot and put it into one thing, so
but
it can
mean a whole lot of other
mean
things.
a lot. So that
Poetry is always up to however the person who hears it interprets it, in my opinion. So, I mean,
I love young people. You guys are so resilient.
so refreshing.
Yeah, very refreshing. I want to talk about the Awakening the Power of Melanin. Who came up with this subtitle? Which is a really big thing right now. Like, people understand what melanin is. They understand. I wish I had some of your melanin. My baby is chocolate. All the way chocolate. But who came up with this subtitle?
So the way the title was really thought about is we spent a lot of time as a group, as a collective, with like youth and adults all together. Like, all right, what do you guys think we should call this? You guys are acting in it. You guys are coming up with these pieces. You guys are really trying to give the audience that impact that you want. So what is it that you want them to remember this by? And
Hold on, really quickly. Malaysia just took her jacket off, and she reminded me of 90s for real. You remember when you used to wear overalls and you used to crisscross the straps? She got the crisscross straps with just one strap. I love it. You make me feel old though.
they're older than me, these overalls.
Where'd you get those? Those are like authentic.
Yeah, they're my
throwback.
mom's.
Are you serious?
Yeah. She saved them for me. She's great. She saves all the best stuff.
You know what? Asaria asked me to save her stuff. And I'm like, girl, you can't fit it for another 20 years. But
makes sense.
Yeah,
now.
that makes a lot of sense. We about to take a picture. I'll post that on the. They're like, Tayla, I want to see. I'm driving. I can't see. I'll post it. She gonna bring you way back to the 90s. But awakening your melanin.
Yeah. So our theme for the year was this sense of the community being woke. So we had this theme of just being awakened. So a lot of our events is dealing with this, again, with that concept of awakening, like some sense of awareness, some sense of like just connection. And when we were talking about just how can we stick to Awaken, but just, add on to just what's going to be a powerful performance or what's going to be a powerful event. And we had like 6 different names make like the final list, and then like everyone finally decided on Awaken the Power of Melanin, because this event in itself, when you see everyone on stage, when you see everyone talk about these issues and move through the play, move through the storyline, it's so easy to be like, wow, that's something that can happen in my community, or that's something that can happen with my friends and my people. And so really seeing how closely related this all is, and seeing that there's power in our color, there's power in our melanin, there's power in that. It's one of those things where, white people get sunburned. I don't get sunburned. Like, that just doesn't happen to me.
I always wondered why they wanted to put suntan lotion on me or sun. What is that?
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen. I'm like,
sunscreen,
what?
sunblock. It's a scam.
You're gonna get a burn. I used to go in the sunlight. I don't see anything.
Exactly.
I never understood it. I get it now.
But really seeing like just the symbolization there is, and really like taking in that sunlight, really taking in like just being able to take it in and see that the sun is this what epitomizes life, like really seeing that the sun symbolizes so much power, so much. Like, if you don't have the sun, you're always going to see a dark day. But when you're a person that has dark tones, or a person that has some type of coloration on their skin because of their melanin, and melanin absorbs the sunlight, it's like you're directly taking in life. And that's what we want to do to give to the audience, is we want people to be able to see to see life, to love their life, but to see power in the lives that they live and the voices that they have, because those voices are their voices due to the experiences that they have, due to the experiences they have because of their melanin, because of how people view them in different ways.
Activate your melanin.
I
love it. So really quickly, I wanted to give a shout out, because we got some messages here talking about the young people's poems are really powerful, and your words are filled with wisdom.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. So I'm excited. So I get there at 6:30. Show starts at 7. And we're gonna get there at 6:30 so we can see this baby perform, because he the first one out the gate. What can we look forward to?
You can look forward to some buttons being pressed, being pushed.
Oh, this sounds like my type of party.
You can look forward to edginess.
Like that email I sent?
Maybe a little more edgy. I don't know, who knows.
Good.
But
that's the type of stuff I'm into.
There's a piece by 3 young brothers that's really powerful. And
come on, speak on
it. You have to.
It is amazing. Like, it's so powerful, and just the 3 of them together, it's I can't even describe how awesome it is. Like, if you
what is it about?
It's
I got you.
Go ahead, Jose.
So these 3 individuals, we're trying to figure out a way that they can do a piece together, right? And play off of each other. And so they decided to go about it in roles. So one of them is the nation, one of them is the revolutionary, and then the other is the socially conscious. So
is there a difference between the 3?
Right? That's the question I told them. Like, is there a difference between the 3? And they were just like, no, but yes, because society's painting that difference.
And they broke it down.
Exactly. So it's gonna be
a good one.
It's gonna be a really good piece. And just really seeing how they really touch upon. There's this one line, and I'm gonna just say this one line.
Okay.
He goes, "I'm 6 feet and black. I intimidate cops." Like, that's just that one line. Before that one line is like the start of just like Oh,
Yes.
this is gonna get
And this is
real.
all young people. Like this is
all young people, ages 16, 17, 18.
Y'all need to come out and support these babies and $3
they're doing
tickets
great
in
things.
advance, $5 tickets at the door. How can you pull this off? Because with this whole David Banner event, tickets are about to be $150. It's expensive. And you guys are going to be at the Paramount Theater, so I can only imagine how much the venue wanted alone. So how are you able to $3 tickets in advance, $5 tickets at the door? Like, this is nothing. This is coffee money. Y'all better come out and support these babies, and then you can be a thought after. I promise you. You have time. 9:30 is when it's over.
Exactly. And it's Saturday, so you know. But and how we do it, like we did our last peace conference at the Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's just been a really good relationship between the two and really seeing the turnout. The reason why we use such low prices is we really want people out there. You know, we really want people to come. But also, like, if you pay money, you're locking your seat. Like, you know, you got a ticket, you pay for it. Like, we expect you to be there, type thing. And we hope that because it's the Paramount, people will be out there because it's top-notch production quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we're an organization for the community, and we're not trying to do anything to exclude anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can include anyone in whatever way possible, $3, $5 free, like whatever we can do, you know, to best serve our community, because that's what we're about, is really just bigging up our community, making it a better place, making positivity popping.
Positivity popping. You might want to hashtag that. You know.
Oh, we hashtagged that. Oh yeah, that's our thing.
So, as far as the Boston Public School walkout, were either one of you involved in that? What you were?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't in high. I'm not in high school, so
She said, "I left that like behind." I feel you, baby. All my life.
You know, I went to one of the lead poison schools. I'm a BLA alum. So yes, I needed to escape, fly, and stretch my wings away from that.
You know what? We got young people in the building, and I know we're supposed to be talking about Awakening this Melanin and the 24th Annual Boston Youth Peace Conference, but I do have a question about your experience at BLA. Mm-hmm. So, as far as being Black at BLA, what was your experience there?
Well, I'll say first off, in my experience, being Black at BLA is a lot different than being Black at BLS, because BLA is far, far, far more diverse. BLA is far more diverse than BLS, as you know,
okay.
So in comparison. We actually have a fair, when it comes to students at least, teachers less so, because they've done some things. I'm not going to talk about it. I was involved in all that before. Mm-hmm. I've written articles, but
we'll post those online.
So in BLA actually has like I said, it's a pretty diverse school. It's actually one of the most diverse schools in the city. Mm-hmm. Because we have people of all different types. Like, you know, when people come to BLA, they're just astonished by, you know, how many different types of people there are and who hangs out with who. Like in BLA, it's not about race when it comes to, you know, being friends. So for friends and stuff like that. So my experience, that was okay. When it comes to being a student with, you know, teachers, they had a problem with diversity, where they were doing there were administrators that were doing sketchy things when it comes to teachers of color and older teachers. So they're basically pushing out teachers of color and older teachers.
You better speak on it, baby.
And so that was the end of my junior year when all these situations came.
So it was like 3 years ago, right?
I think it was 2 years ago. I think that would be 2014.
And they also were found to be skewing scores and teaching you guys nonsense.
Like I said, I had an article published in the Boston Globe about it, because basically, you know, the situation came to light where a bunch of teachers had signed a petition talking about, you know, all this, what was going on. And then I was reading it and reading the comments, and people were like, oh, this is ridiculous. Teachers are just making it up, because, you know, teachers get a lot of flack for things they often can't control. But you know, they're making it up, blah blah. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in right from a student's perspective. No one's gonna do anything to me. I'm a student. Like they can't fire me. Like what are they gonna do? So I wrote it, and
Can't fire me.
What was the synopsis of this article that you wrote?
I basically explained that, you know, this is true. I had seen administrators threaten to camp out in teachers' rooms for the rest of the year if they didn't follow the rules. Like one of my English teacher at one point, they did not want her teaching vocabulary. This was back when I was a freshman. They did not want her to teach vocabulary.
So y'all couldn't know big words?
Basically, they were like, you're only supposed to do group work, and you're only supposed to teach this, that, and whatever. And she had been an AP teacher. She taught AP. They pushed her back because she was Black and slightly older. And no. But like she so she continued doing, you know, teaching us what she knew we needed, because you know we have to take SATs and all that, blah blah. Yeah. And all the administrators threatened to fire her. There were other instances where their administrators made threats towards teachers about inappropriate contact with students, alleged inappropriate contact with students that did not happen. Basically, administrator made a threat to a teacher saying, you know, I will tell someone that you had inappropriate contact with a student if you don't quit. And
did they quit?
No, the teacher was ready to quit. They're about to sign their resignation when one of the older administrators that had been at BLA for a very long time told that teacher, he was like, no, don't quit, get a lawyer. This is an older Black man that they were trying to, you know, push out. And that all that happened, all this came to light, and I pretty much almost all of our administration is totally different now.
Do you still have representation of people of color in the front of the classroom?
Yeah, we do to an extent. BLA does not. I don't think they've reached the quotas they're supposed to have. I'm pretty sure they don't have enough.
Oh, they're like Feeney brothers.
Yeah, no brothers. Yeah.
No brothers. Yeah, exactly.
They're like no brothers.
No brothers. Come, baby, come, baby, come. So you walked out. You were part of the BPS walkout. Why did you walk out of BPS?
So just from my personal experience, like even like as far as like direct action and community action, I felt like that was vital to be able to create change. And I feel like in my school, like it was directly connected because like, well, just take that all the way. Matter of fact, just the feelings that like the teachers had, like I saw teachers crying, I saw librarians crying, people that I've been with since freshman year, and they pretty much helped me raise me to like the student that I am now. Like without those people, I wouldn't be who I was. So I felt like it was very vital to keep them there, and for like the younger students, like the freshmen, the sophomores, to be able to see them. So and be able to learn like I did. So that's why I walked out.
Have you seen any changes? Do you feel like any changes have taken place since the walkout, or do you think things have stayed the same?
Well, just from like talking to the teachers and talking to the librarians, I feel like things got better. So that's good. Like they won't have to leave right now. But they can't be completely on ease because like you never know what can change or what can switch. So
It's flip-flopping.
So you guys are very socially conscious, and when you think about young people, you don't think of young people being aware and politically engaged. So what fuels both of you? What fuels your passion to be politically engaged, to be a part of that social change?
To be honest, you just have to be aware of what's happening around you, and once you see what's going on, then I feel like that's when you completely strive to be engaged.
But everybody sees what's going on. Everybody's been drinking the water and knows it tastes funny. Everybody knows that the food at school is disgusting. Everybody knows that there's teachers that don't teach. Like, we know this, but not all students actually get involved or want to change.
I mean, some students don't know how to like approach it, or some students like wipe it off or brush it off. Me, I couldn't do that. I had to like stand up take action.
Get up, stand up. Hey, stand up for your rights. So, for a student that's currently listening that does want to get involved but doesn't know what to do, what steps would you advise them to take?
I would say, first of all, know that you can do it. Like, don't let anybody silence your voice. Don't let anybody tell you you're not able to speak because you're young, because you're Black or Latino, or any for any other reason. You have a voice. It's able to be used. You can go places even if you can't. Even if you don't speak perfect English, even if you can't read that well, it doesn't matter. You can go places. Your voice deserves to be heard, and you can get out and do. And I think as when it comes to steps, I think there's a lot of resources that just go unnoticed. Like, people don't know that they're there, so they don't take advantage of them. There are programs and all types of stuff. And if you want to do stuff on your own, like, contact people. It's surprising how much people are willing to listen if you're willing to ask. Obviously it doesn't work every time, but you keep trying, you get your word out there, and they can't ignore you forever. They really can't ignore you forever, especially when you're pushing.
All my life I had to fight. Jose, come back and talk to me. Cause you look like you are the youth, and they look like they're the adults. Like don't crack, bro. How old are you, Jose?
I'm 24.
And you're considered young people, Jose.
I'm considered a youth, actually.
Yeah, you are the youth.
Logistically, like, if you really want to think about just
the 18 to 25 category.
You
fit in that.
I fit in that. But I feel like that's what makes it better for me, is like being able to relate and connect with them. Just because, again, this work that we do is together.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of those things where, like, oh, all right, here's your assignment, go do it. Like, it's not like I'm a teacher. It's not like I'm anything like that. I'm legitimately working alongside with some great youth to really just see a better day. Like that's like just the dopest feeling ever, is to just know that young people are really about this, are really seeing what's going on, that they're woke, that they just understand. Like, they're the ones that we keep painting out to be, all right, they're going to be the leaders of our future. Why can't they be the leaders of right now? Why can't we get them involved right now? Why can't we just keep pushing and pushing? And so by the time they do reach our age, they're doing stuff that's like way beyond what we're already doing now, like already being like getting into the political arena, or just these different things, like being better than the last generation, and I see that with this generation. It's just like, if you were to be at group on a day-to-day basis, just sit in group and just hear the things we talk about, just to hear the different perspectives that come into the room, the different feelings, and it's just like, wow, like, I'm blessed to see this at 24. Like, I'm really blessed. Because at 24, at least a lot of my friends, they either got kids, they're either in jail, they're either dead. It's just,
this is real life.
This is real life. A variety of my friends aren't around right now, and it's because of, like, they weren't able to have that information that we talk about, to just even, like, just a glimpse of it. Like, they didn't get a chance to just talk about something, and so, like, they get involved with just what's going on. Like, I grew up in Southie, and Southie was a very, very, like, opiate heavy type environment. And, like, I remember it was like freshman year of high school, walking into the community, just seeing somebody OD on something, just laying there dead on the ground, and everyone just walks past it like it was normal, like it's everyday life, and that's not all right. Right now, that's something that shouldn't happen. Seeing that happen back then, it's just like, all right, we got to wake up. We got to get it together, because too often are we doing this thing where it's like, my pain is greater than your pain, like my struggle is greater than your struggle. What do you know about my struggle? But we're not doing the thing that we should be doing, which is like, yo, we're both feeling pain, we're both struggling. Struggle is struggle, pain is pain. How do I understand your pain? Like, how do I try to help understand just what it is that is going on with you, so then we can help me understand what's going on with me, so that we can use those experiences, come together, and help someone else not make the mistakes we made.
I want to give a huge shout out to Coleman G. Howard. Because he actually has a T-shirt that I think I wore last week that says, "It's better when we heal together than when we hurt alone." And what you're saying is exactly that.
It takes a village. It really does take a village. This is the world we live in. These issues that we're going through, they're not issues that one person should be taking on. These are issues that a community needs to take on. These are issues that us as a people need to take on, because no one is going to take one person serious.
Trust me, my emails get.
Yeah, I don't mean it like that. I more so mean like.
No, you're right though.
Like
you're absolutely right.
a bigger when you could start a movement, right? When you could build up to a movement, that's when you start getting people. That's when people start shaking, right? That's when people start getting nervous. That's when it's like, wow, these people are powerful. I did not think that this could happen. The BPS walkout, there was like what, over 3,000
young people,
high school young people that were out there.
And they weren't. So I saw a lot of y'all coming out of class and watched you, my son, that participated. And it wasn't kids just leaving school, because a lot of y'all went back to school when it was done.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people were just like, they were just looking for a way to leave school. Well, if that was the case, why'd they go back to school?
Exactly. And then some schools weren't even letting them leave. Some schools were doing the whole, you got to sign a permission slip if you wanna walk out. Some schools were just like, oh, if you walk out, you're gonna get suspended, or you get in-house, then you get detention.
Anari was afraid of being in trouble. I said, and I guess we both gonna have detention.
Exactly, right?
Me and them teachers gonna be sitting there having a conversation. Mm-hmm. It's a walkout on purpose.
Exactly.
No permission slip needed.
And it's for y'all jobs, to help y'all out, to help the school be an even better place than what it is right now.
I have so much faith in our young people. You guys, not just you two here in the building, but just what you represent. You represent the new generation coming up. You guys are awake, you guys are conscious, and you guys are pissed off. And that's the right place to be right now. For you to be awake, for you to be conscious, and for you to be pissed off. For you to say, nah.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's recap really quickly, because what we're discussing is the 24th annual Boston Youth Peace Conference.
Yes, indeed.
And the point of the conference is for our young people to understand you don't have to be out here doing unnecessary things.
Exactly. And there's just a plenitude of things that you can get involved with. And like Malaysia said earlier, there's resources out there, things people can get involved with, but it's not visible. Right, a lot of people can't see it. Mm-hmm. But this play is charging people to really just get out of their comfort zone, to really just go out and look for things, to really go out and be about these things. If you're gonna talk the talk, we gotta walk the walk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And y'all been walking, because I've seen these flyers everywhere.
Yeah, I was putting on some mileage on my feet. My feet are.
Jose, if this was a club night, everybody would be there.
Hey, it looked like a club flyer. I'll walk around the street and go, hey, you want to grab this flyer? They're just like, oh, no, I don't go to parties. I'm just like, oh, this isn't a party. This is an event. But yeah, it's gonna be really powerful. And I don't know how many times I can say that, but I'm just really excited for Saturday. And I hope to see a lot of people.
Because you've seen it all. That's why. Because you know that when you guys have those thousands of people, hundreds of people in that auditorium, and all that energy for change, all that energy for justice, number one in income inequality, number one for fastest growing city, number one for lack of diversity on our police force, our firefighters, our construction workers.
Oh, yes, we got police in the play too.
Really?
Yeah, we got some BPD officers in our play as well. We got Officer Grubbs.
Yes.
We got a few other individuals that he's bringing on. But there's a scene in the play that is it's gonna be. I want people to see it. I want people to be out there.
Come support your police officer.
The ones that support you.
Yes. Jose. Name a name that starts with H. Jose.
A funny story about that. In college, right? I was ordering some food, and I went to college in Ohio, and someone wrote my name out, Hosay. And I was just like, really? This is, y'all don't watch TV, Telemundo, none of that. Like Univision, none of that. Like you guys don't know, no, none of that.
Do
All
you
right.
speak Spanish fluently?
Yeah.
So what I would like for you to do is in Spanish invite your people to come.
Okay, mi gente, el sábado a las 6:30 ven para el 24th annual Peace Conference at Teen Empowerment en el Paramount Theater. Yeah.
Boy, that was Spanglish.
It was. But I tell you right now, a good majority of people out here Spanglish too. Nah, I'm playing. But yeah, it's gonna be a great show. I want to see everybody out there. I want to see you out there too.
I'm
With
coming.
your peoples, because I know you probably have.
All my people to be free, to
Your
be
peoples
free,
probably
to
love
be
you.
free.
So that's what I'm talking about.
I want to bring young people.
Do it.
I want to bring young people. I'm gonna
Young people, all people, any people.
If you live, if you're alive, you need to come.
Yes.
If you care about our city, you need to come.
And if this doesn't sell it right now, you guys can go on YouTube and legitimately search, Boston Youth Peace Conference 2015, 2014, dating all the way back to the 90s. And there's videos of the peace conferences.
93, right?
Yeah, like 93. Was there like 92-ish?
92, 93.
Yeah, around there. It dates back all the way down there, and they're all up on YouTube. So if you want to see what it's
Who
like,
started this?
Stanley Pollock. He's actually currently still our executive director. He is at our Warren site, and he's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, 24 years is a long. People were like, first annual. I ain't doing it again next year.
With the planning process and how much work goes into, I don't blame people to say like, oh, this is this.
Because as soon as it ends on Saturday, you start planning for next year.
Exactly, but it's worth it. It's all well worth it because this is stuff that people need to see. This is stuff that people need to hear. Yeah.
24th annual Boston Youth Peace Conference, Awakening the Power of Melanin. Activate your melanin. Saturday, April 30th, 2016, Paramount Theaters. The tickets are $3 in advance, $5 at the door. That's 1/4 of a bag of weed. That is 1 pack of Rollies. That is 1 Corona if you go to the club. Actually,
brothers.
Oh.
Please.
That's a side of grits. If you go, it's nothing, $5. And even if you don't attend,
It's a beef
urge
patty
you-
in Arizona. I'm just saying, throwing that out there.
I'm leaving.
I want you to come say bye, darling.
And wish Sahid luck on his AP exams.
Sahid.
Yeah,
Yes.
my AP
Oh, yeah,
exams this morning.
Really?
Yeah, at 7:15 at the dot. Good, my school's down the street.
You know what? I remember when the Burke was struggling. I remember when people used to get made fun of for going to the Burke. Like, you ain't never going to college.
This man's going out.
And
Yes.
you're definitely going. AP exam? Go on. Come
Snaps. Come on, little girl over here.
with my brother in the melon up front.
All right, so see y'all. Be easy. Good morning. Have a nice morning. Have a nice lunch. But make sure you're on time so you can see me and remember some respect of my name.
Door slams.
Someone.
Yeah. See you later. Thanks for having me. It's April 30th, 6:30 at the Paramount Theater. Be there or don't ever speak to me.
Oh, Lord.
You gonna do that?
That's not nice. That's
I
not
like that. I
nice.
mean, if you can't show
If
up
you
for
can't
this-
respect my name.
exactly. If you can't show up for this, what are you gonna show up for? Come on.
I got you. Jose.
So everybody, I hope everyone that's listening is having a great morning and is going to continue to have a great rest of the day. The sun is shining, and I really hope to see everybody on Saturday. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7 at the Paramount Theater. $3 in advance, $5 at the door. Awaken the Power of Melanin, the 24th annual Boston Youth Peace Conference. Let's go, people. It's going to be a great performance. I can't wait.
Where can I get my tickets? You said in advance, so that means I
So
can order, right?
Yep. So in advance, you can get your tickets at the ParamountBoston.org, or you can call the box office at 617-824-8400. or you can reserve tickets at Teen Empowerment. You can come to our site at 384 Warren Street, and we have a selection of tickets there that we picked up from the box office to be able to sell.
Awesome, awesome. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking Up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. Keep dreaming, don't stop now. Keep dreaming, don't stop now.
And Marines too. She's in Westbrook. I can see it all. Hold on to my.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, say bye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
This is going straight to YouTube as soon as we shut it off, so you guys can watch yourself.
Okay.
On YouTube. I'll go ahead and put the show on Mixcloud so you can send it to your friends, and you have the audio, you have the visual, and I can't wait for my visual on Saturday.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for you to be there.
Yes.
It's gonna be cool.
We should have did a ticket giveaway, but they're $5, so people just need to give.
How'd you get involved with Big City?
I have a big mouth.
That's funny.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
I used to run the radio show back at school.
You did?
Yeah.
You miss it?
I do. But is that whose squad is that?
Mine.
Oh, word. Cool.
I give hugs. I want hugs.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, thank you for being the young people trying to make a difference, trying to make a change. You want to, I told Ayanna Presley, I used to intern for her, that I wanted her job. And her chief of staff, Jessica, sat me down and was just like, some people are meant to be behind a desk pushing papers, and other people are meant to be outside kicking indoors. It's time to start kicking indoors, because we're not allowed at cables.
That's real. Well, I hope you have a great rest of the day.
You as well.
And thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you again.
Stay black.
Always. Activate your melanin. You can leave it open. Bye, YouTube. I didn't forget about you.